Today is April 19th, 2017, back with the Stocks to Trade trade recap. Gonna go over, kind of different tickers, but the same setup. So what is, I almost feel like this is kind of part two of yesterday's video, but, these low float runners are still, in my opinion, catching the front side. The action is really around the open right now or the late day kind of post 2:30 move. Even though it's 1 p.m. right now and CBLI is making new highs, I typically avoid midday trading, but solid opportunity early, solid opportunity late. And how do I approach these? How do I trade these? How do I find these? So again, as I mentioned yesterday, it's all pretty much the low float screener that we have in Stocks to Trade. Gives me stocks that are up with news, that have low float, that have volume, and then I can just make a plan basically off of the pre-market action. CBLI was Monday's crazy runner, bounced again today. How do you locate this in advance? It was on the low float scan. It was on the VWAP scan. And yeah, it opened 320 and then ran pretty much early. But really the only entry that I had targeted was that kind of 375 break, whole dollar, half dollar, yesterday's kind of basic technical resistance level. And what I like about it is, again, I always pick my risk first. So if I can catch a secondary spike on a low float runner that I could potentially buy at 375, 376, somewhere in there, and I can risk off of a whole dollar, half dollar, like 350, I'll take that trade. Why do I choose 350? Does that, yeah, there's some basic technical analysis going there, but these stocks move for basically no reason. Why is CBLI moving today? I don't know. Maybe somebody knows something. I haven't seen any substantial news. It's probably just the same thing I talked about yesterday. Shorts think that these things are all going to collapse. They never seem to die. I mean, these stocks eventually in this market go back, but it takes weeks, months, etc. as you see this thing rip the new highs. But a potential that's why I base around whole dollar, half dollar, because it gives me a set area to risk. So if I buy at 375, 376, 380, I risk 20 to 30 cents to ideally potentially make, 60, 70, 80 cents of the upside. Now, had I taken that trade, at that high of day break, again, we have a scanner in Stocks to Trade that finds the high of day breaks. I'm sure I would have been long out by now. And then as you get through the day, I've just been playing these against the whole dollar, half dollar, 450, 5, again, this thing's getting very overextended, but maybe you take a trade at the high of the day break and you risk off of 5 or 525, etc. Then the other one was we nailed in, Stocks to Trade Pro this morning. Same recipe, okay? It's a low flow stock. It's up big on the day. Had some news. It was some lame press release. Doesn't really matter, but you had that early market pre-action that topped in the kind of 380s. Then it based in the 360s. The idea was buy that break of the high of the pre-market high in the 380s, risk off of 360 in that kind of range bound area in pre-market. You then get a dollar plus move to the upside. Are you going to trade this thing perfectly? No. But can you, again, risk 20 to 25 cents to make 50 to 75 to a dollar plus? All the shorts want to bash these stocks. All the shorts want to talk smack about these stocks. But, when you're going long, you don't have to sweat the locate. You don't have to get the borrow. You don't have to pay the fees. You don't have, I saw buy-ins on SNGX midday today. So you could be right on shorting SNGX, but what if you get bought in? What if you short it at 4? At 4, it rips to 5 and you get bought in, and now it comes all the way back to 4, and maybe it fades late day. Doesn't do you any good if you got bought in, So the shorts can bash these all day long. As a small trader, as an intermediate trader, like I'm sure most of you guys watching this video, right now, it'll probably change. Right now, the front side is where it's at. No borrow fees, no locate, no sketchy brokers to get the locate. You can buy SNGX and CBLI at any broker.